This is Watchman News, and I'm Michael Vigliano, and we're going to talk about Matthew today, Matthew 24, and it starts now. Okay, so first we're going to go ahead and look into Matthew 24. Jesus predicts the destruction of the temple. The first verse is, Then Jesus went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came up to show him the buildings of the temple. And Jesus said to them, Do you not see all these things? Assuredly I say to you, not one stone shall be left upon another that shall not be thrown down. Now just in this verse, he's talking about, it's a regional place. He's talking about Israel. He's talking about Jerusalem, the temple in Jerusalem. So it's going to be taken out. Now also says that somewhere towards where Jesus was in the time he was going to be crucified, before that he said that before. He said that at that time also. But we're talking about a regional place, and we are talking about Jerusalem. That's what Jesus is talking about. So we come down here, and now we're going to talk about this. The signs of the times and the end of age. Now, as he sat on the Mount of Olives, the disciples came to him privately, saying, Tell us, when will these things be? And what will be the sign of your coming and of the end of it, the age? And Jesus answered and said to them, Take heed that no one deceives you. For many will come in my name, saying, I am the Christ, and will deceive many. And you will hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you're not troubled. And that's a big one there. Okay? He doesn't want you to be troubled about all this that has to come to pass. He wants you to rely on him. You got to have faith in him. Remember, if you're a child of God and you've been saved, you shouldn't have any fear of what's going on right now, because your home isn't here on earth, it's there in heaven. Okay, so that's a big one. So you Christians out there need to know that. But this is a pathetic warning, is what this is. This is a warning of preparedness. All right, so we'll go on. He said, See that you're not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. He goes on by saying, For nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there'll be famines, pestilence, and earthquakes in various places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Now in this, that is non-regional. He means all over the place. He doesn't mean just that region in Israel or Jerusalem. It's all over the world. This is what's going to happen all over the world. These are the warning signs that you're going to see, and what's transpiring already around the world. So we got, for nation will rise against nation, and that's happening. A kingdom against kingdom. Okay, so we got that going on. There's wars going on already. There's rumors of wars going on already. It's a very good example is what's going on They're in Syria. Trump pulled our forces out of Syria and Afghanistan. I don't know whether some people say he's going to reposition them, the troops in other places, maybe behind Iran or something. I'm not sure, but that's going to give Iran a foothold. And Israel's been bombing Damascus already in Syria, and just small parts where the Iranians have moved in to Syria. Now you gotta watch this. You gotta watch what's going on. This is vital. This is how you're gonna find out how close we really are to the desolation, the desolation of abomination. All right, so we'll read on. And this also is regional. Okay, it says, then they will deliver you up to tribulation and kill you, and you will be hated by all nations for my name's sake. So anybody that is a Christian that believes in God, that's spreading the word of God, is at the moment at risk of being killed. We're being attacked. This is a spiritual war, by the way, folks. This is really nothing political here. And then many will be offered. I'm sorry. And then many will be offended. And that's going on now, too. If you notice that as soon as Obama got in for 8 years, that everybody's pretty much come out of the closet being lesbian, gay, transsexual, transgender like, being against Christian ideals, just offense in general. Everybody is very nitpicky and offended by everything going on today. So that's going on, but that's not regional. That's non-regional. That means it's all over the world. It's not just here in the United States. And then many will be offended, will betray one another, and will hate one another. Okay, and that's going on too. A lot of hate going on. A lot of hate groups going on. You got your atheists, your satanic people around. They're nitpicking every little Christian item out there right now, wanting to take it down, get rid of it. So that's going on too. Okay, so many false prophets will rise up and deceive many, and that too is going on. You get that on the internet, you get that on TV. All these different religious outlooks, some biblical, some not. The Catholics are a real big religious organization and political. And I mean, in Daniel, we'll read Daniel later, but in Daniel, it specifies the Roman Catholic Church will rise and dominate. Okay? And you go back to Martin Luther. You read anything from him from his beginnings, he was a Catholic, and then he turned Protestant afterwards because he didn't believe in the Catholic ways, especially where the Pope thought he was a god, and he had just as much power as God did to make decisions. Of course, he's changed the word of the Bible by what was it, dates from uh, uh, going to church on Sunday, because it actually is Saturday that you're supposed to go to church, not Sunday, biblically. In the King James Bible, that's what it says. So, through tradition, the Roman Catholic changed that also. And a lot of churches, they all follow that. Now, we need to move on here. Then many false prophets will rise up and deceive many. And because of lawlessness will abound, the love of many will grow cold. And that's going on too, lawlessness in the United States, all over the world. It's a non-regional thing. It's going on around the world. And lawlessness. They're not following the rules of man, and it's what it's doing is creating chaos. And it's just like civil wars going on all over the place. Except the United States is we've got this civil war, but it's all speech. We haven't done anything violent through that yet. But all this makes people grow cold and to each other. Okay, so we'll go on. This is 13. But he who endures to the end shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom will be preached in all the world as a witness to all nations, and then the end will come. Now, I do believe this is all tribulation right here. And we're in the midst. We're in tribulation right now. A lot of things that are happening in just this one paragraph is happening now. Okay? Let's, like, for instance, verse 13. But he who endures to the end shall be saved. I mean, you're a Christian. You're going to fight the good fight. You're going to run the race. And you're going to prevail. And God's going to be behind you with this. He's going to be there for you. And he says, then this gospel of the kingdom will be preached in all the world. And that's what it's doing. That's what people, I mean, that's also non-regional. That's happening all over the world. You got Muslims converting to Christianity. So the word is being put out there. Okay? So just in that paragraph alone, it's non-regional. It's around the world. And then he says, and then the end will come. Well, this is where I think what he means by the end is this is great tribulation. I believe this is the war that's regional. This war is going to be in the Middle East. All this is going to be in the Middle East. Okay? Because later on in another video, we're gonna go into Daniel, and we're gonna read Daniel, and we're gonna find out what he says, what God says is going to happen in this time. Okay, in the Great Tribulation. So for today, I just want to say thank you for listening, and I hope you're blessed by it. I want you to be aware that this is a warning of preparedness, that Jesus is wanting us to prepare for his coming back. Okay? He tells you all this that is happening, but he also tells you, excuse me, also tells you that not to have fear. He says, I don't want you to have fear. See that you're not troubled. Okay? Because if you're a child of God and you know where you're going, then you shouldn't have any problem with this. Okay? You're supposed to go home. It says in the Bible that this world, this earth is not your home. Your home is in heaven if you're a Christian. And then he says, for all these things must come to pass. Alright? All these things. All these things. All these non-regional things that are going on here are going to happen, whether you like it or not. When we're talking about famines, we're talking about food, we're talking about pestilence, we're going to be talking about the poisoning of water, the chemicals in water, the chemtrails in the skies, all kinds of things. Vaccines. It is scary, but it's not. You're supposed to not be troubled by it, because this is what's going to happen. And earthquakes in various places. That could mean like the last episode we had with the volcano in Hawaii. Okay, the earth shook, kind of an earthquakey thing. California, earthquakey thing. Iran, an earthquakey thing. All over the world. So it's non-regional. So today I just wanted to get on that and let you know what's going on there. I thank you for listening. If you would like to hear more Bible prophecy, just click the subscribe button, and I assure you you'll be blessed every time you listen to it. Well, thank you, and have a blessed day.